Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series on double integration. Let us continue our discussion on different types of region and formulation of double integral corresponding to them. Let me take up an example over here. Here we see a circular region whose circle center is at origin and the radius is 1. Okay, so from the given diagram what we can see that the equation of the circle must be x square plus y square equals to 1. Okay, now in order to understand whether this is a type 1 region, let us draw a vertical line passing across the region. The line enters the circle at the red dot and it is exiting the circle at the blue dot. If we glance at the region, the diagram, what we observe that the line is entering the circle and it is again exiting the circle. So how do we formulate the limits for type 1 region or type 1 double integral? Okay, so now recall the fact that the red dot is located on the semicircle which is below the x-axis. Okay, here I am shading that semicircle by this green arc over here, and the blue dot is located on the semicircle above the x-axis. Now we have already dealt with semicircles and their equation in our previous video lectures. Okay, so with that crucial understanding we shall move further and we shall write the limits. Now we already know that the limit for the entry point which is on the green semicircle, it's going to be y equals to minus of square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, that's gonna be the equation of the lower semicircle. So the line enters the region at equation y equals to minus of square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so that is the crucial point over here, and it is exiting the region at y equals to positive square root of 1 minus x square. Okay, now what about the projection? The projection, if we try to see, both the semicircles are having projection on x-axis, and that is from -1 to 1. Okay, so the limits of x are going to be from -1 to 1. Now let us write the double integral corresponding to the region, and so we are in a position to say it is type 1 region, and the double integral shall be of this form where the order is dy dx. Okay, so the innermost integral will have the limits of y. Okay, and that will be minus of square root of 1 minus x square to positive square root of 1 minus x square, and the outermost integral should have the limits of projection. Okay, or the projection limits, so they are going to be from -1 to 1. Alright, so here the crucial point of understanding is that whenever you have a circle, okay, try to observe or try to understand it as the union of two semicircles. Okay, the two semicircles, if rather they will be the upper one and the lower one. Okay, so here that's the main point of the understanding. Now let us see, what if we draw a horizontal line across the region. So when we draw a horizontal line across the region, again the entry point is here the green dot, and you can see that it is a semicircle which is on the left of the y-axis. Okay, and the exit point is going to be this purple dot, and this exit point is on the right of the y-axis. Okay, so what we can understand here again, that the circle can be seen as the union of two semicircles. Okay, so the line is entering the region at equation x equals to minus of square root of 1 minus y square, and it is exiting the region at x equals to positive square root of 1 minus y square. We have already dealt with the equations of the semicircle, so it's very crucial here to understand the fact that a circle is going to be the union of two semicircles, and here we are taking those combinations of semicircles to understand and formulate the double integral. Okay, and again here the projection is going to be on y-axis. So because the projection is on y-axis, we can see that both the semicircles are going to have projection from -1 to 1 on y-axis. Hence the limits for y are going to be -1 to 1. Okay, so this is a type 2 region, and the double integral for this shall be written as, okay, in this manner. Here it is, the innermost integral are going to have the limits minus square root of 1 minus y square to positive square root of 1 minus y square. Okay, and the outermost integral are going to have the projection limits for y, that is -1 to 1. Okay, and remember here the order, because we have drawn a horizontal line, the order is going to be dx dy. Okay, because it is the type 2 region. Now this is the first example that we are seeing, which is type 1 as well as type 2. Alright, so what I want to show you here, that a region can be type 1 as well as type 2. Okay, so let us take up one more example on similar line. Here you can see that the figure is given to us. Okay, and the figure says that there are two parabolas are intersecting. Okay, and there is this intersection region of a leaf like shape is shaded and given to us. So whenever equations are given to us, here the equation of each of the parabola is given to us. So the first parabola is y equals to x square, and other one is x equals to y square. These two parabolas are given to us and the shaded region. So how do we proceed further? So the first thing, as I have told you, once you know the geometrical diagram and the equations, once they are known, okay, immediately try to find the intersection points. So here the intersection points are going to be origin, that is very evident, and 1 comma 1. For solving for a 1 comma 1, I leave it to your part. You just have to do that x equals to y square, right? You substitute in the equation y equals to x square, put x equals to y square, you will get y equals to y raised to 4. Simplify that, you will get your answer as 1 comma 1. Okay, so that is the intersection point a 1 comma 1. Alright, now let us see how can we write further. We draw a vertical line passing across the region because we want to check whether it is a type 1 region or not. So when I draw a vertical line passing across the region, what do I observe? The line is entering the equation at y equals to x square, right? That is the equation y equals to x square for the parabola over here. Okay, and the line is exiting the region x equals to y square. Okay, and this x equals to y square can be written as y equal to root x. Now why do have we written y equal to root x? Because it's going to take only positive values in the upper part of the parabola. Okay, this also we have seen in our previous videos, that how to deal with a part of a parabola and the entire parabola. Alright, okay. So, and what about the projection? The projection of this is going to fall on the x-axis, and that is going to be from 0 to 1. Okay, so the limits of x are going to be x equals to 0 to x equals to 1. Now if we try to write the double integral, okay, the function is going to remain the general function, and its order is going to be dy dx. The entry point of the function, or the line, okay, was y equals to x square. It entered at that point, okay, and the exit point was at y equals to root x. So the upper limit is going to be square root of x, and the projection is going to be from 0 to 1. So the outer limits are going to be 0 to 1. Okay, the projection limits for x. Okay, now let us see what happens if we draw a horizontal line. Okay, when we draw a horizontal line passing across the region, the line enters the region at x equals to y square, okay, the green dot, and it is going to exit the region at x equals to square root of y. Okay, how have I written it as a square root of y? Again, because we are in the first quadrant, it's going to remain as a positive square root. Okay, and here you can see that it is y equals to x square. So this y equals to x square, you have, when you take the square on the other side, it will become plus minus root y, and we'll take only positive root. Okay, so that's why I have taken here x equals to square root of y. Okay, now what about the projection? When we talk about projection in type 2 region, remember that it has to be on y-axis. Okay, so the projection here is on y-axis. You can see that the maximum point over here is a1 comma 1, and its projection or the shadow of the region is going to fall on y-axis on 0 to 1. Okay, so the limits for y are going to be y equals to 0 to y equals to 1. Again, when we try to write here the double integral, it's going to be double integral 0 to 1 y, and here the innermost integral will have y square to square root of y f of x comma y dx dy. Now the limits of x are y square to square root of y, and the projection limits are 0 to 1 for variable y. Okay, this one region that we have seen is also of type 1 as well as type 2. Okay, so remember here that some regions are combination of both, which are type 1 as well as type 2. So we saw type 1 region, we saw type 2. Now we again we saw two examples over here that they are type 1 as well as type 2. So either of the integral will work for such a region. Okay, let me give you one more example on this. Okay, so here we see a triangular region where the sides equations are already given to us. Now I leave that working part for you to find out the intersection points on your own. Okay, so I straight away mention the intersection points are, here it's gonna be 1 comma 1. Okay, at this vertex it's gonna be 3 comma 1, and at the topmost vertex C it's going to be 1 comma 4. So you need to find the intersection points when the geometrical conditions are given to you, or the equations of the curves are given to you. Okay, so you can find out those intersection points. Once found the intersection point, then you move further to check whether the integral it's a type 1 region or a type 2 region. Okay, now so the intersection points we have found. So for type 1 region, what do? We pass a vertical line across the region. the entry point and the exit point are to be taken into picture. So the entry point here is the red dot and the exit point is the equation here, the blue dot, and the equation on that line is 3x plus 2y equals to 11. Okay, so let me show you how do you calculate here. That so the exit point is going to be 3x plus 2y equals to 11 is the equation given to us. We need this entire equation in terms of y, so you can immediately write down here it as y equals to 11 minus 3x divided by 2. Okay, that's gonna be the upper limit for y. Okay, so let us see. And what about the projection? The projection is going to fall on the x-axis. So can you see the animation here? It's going to be from 1 to 3. Alright, 1 up to 3. Then so the projection limits are those. So the integral will be of this type. So it will have f of x comma y dy dx will be the order because we are considering it as a type 1 region. Okay, and the upper limit, the lower limit will be 1 and the upper limit will be 11 minus 3x divided by 2, and the projection limits are going to be 1 to 3. Okay, for x. Alright, now what about type 2? If we want to check whether this region is a type 2 region, pass a horizontal line across the region. When you pass a horizontal line, you can see it is entering at x equals to 1 and it is going to exit at 3x plus 2y equals to 11 again. So now in this case you just have to change your equation in this format. So the equation has 3x plus 2y equal to 11. You write it in terms of x. So x equals to 11 minus 2y divided by 3. Okay, now what about the projection? The projection is going to go from 1 up to 4, alright, on y-axis. So can you see that? That's the animation that I have tried to show you there. So the double integral corresponding to type 2 region will be going from the outermost integral will have limits 1 to 4, right, 1 to 4, and here you will have the innermost integral will have the limits of x equals to 1 up to x equals to 11 minus 2y divided by 3, and the order is going to remain dx dy. Okay, so this is also a type 1 as well as type 2 region. Okay, so these were 3 crucial examples that I have taken for you for your understanding that a region can be type 1, type 2 both. Okay, and this last example helps you to understand that it's just not by changing the variable. You just don't have to change the variable. There are many things to be taken into account while understanding whether a region is type 1 and type 2. You just have to be very careful. See here the innermost integral, the lower limits are 1 and 1, but the upper limits have changed for both. So there is no guesswork or a shortcut technique while writing the double integral. Okay, the guesswork and just any fluke answer won't work. You have to plot the diagram properly, check the conditions getting satisfied, and write down the equation carefully and write down the limits. Okay, so this is all for the today's video lecture. We shall soon meet in our coming video lecture series and see a different examples related to formulation and other complicated questions related to double integration. Till then, thank you and keep solving good amount of mathematics. If you have liked the video and the content, please hit like button, share and subscribe with your friends and family members whom you feel that they will benefit from the video. Thank you.